Hey everyone, it's Alicia and I'm back with another process video. I know I've kind of really been in the mood to be in my craft room, so I've been trying to get some stuff done. So I have pulled out the original Maggie Holmes collection. I have some stuff left from that collection and I haven't looked at it in quite a while. So I thought I would use that collection for this page. So I'm starting off with a craft sheet of cardstock and a 4x4 photo. This photo is of my older daughter and my niece, and this year my fiance had grown some dragon peppers in our garden, and they're super, super hot. And we had told the girls that if they each ate one, we would give them $5. But they chickened out and they didn't end up doing it. Thank goodness, because they probably would have been crying the rest of the night. So I just wanted to get that down on a page because it was really funny. So I'm just pulling out some sheets from the collection. I used this like navy polka dot paper to map my photo on. And then I thought about using this camera paper because I love the multicolor in it. It would have, been easy to bring in all the colors of the collection using that page, but it wasn't translating as cameras when I matted the photo on there, so I decided against that, and I'm going to go for this pink design out of the 6x6 pad. And that's why I love getting the 6x6 pad as well as the 12x12, which leads to an excess of paper, but it's always nice to have the same pattern, in a smaller scale. And then I am using this vellum cloud paper. So if you get the Maggie Holmes paper pad from Michaels, you get vellum designs included, and it's a really thick, sturdy vellum. And so I decided to use that, and I just folded up the edges of it a little bit just to give it some dimension. And then I just had these two strips, left in the front. They were scraps from, probably a different layout that I did. And so I just laid one at the bottom, excuse me, on the top, and the one on the top didn't reach quite as far. So I'm going to cut apart these washi strips that came with this collection, and I am just going to cover that area up with some of those. So I love to mix and match collections, but when I just want to do something and not think about it, I will just pull out a whole collection and use it because everything goes and it's just easy to create something. So that's what I did in this case. And this layout was really, really quick. So I sped it up about 4 times. So it probably took me about 40 minutes to do, which is quick for me. So I'm using one of those canvas frames. I have two of those left and I'm just going to layer it behind. And then I'm just pulling out the ephemera die cut pack and I am just going to lay a whole bunch of die cuts on the left side of the picture there. And the cool thing about the vellum is that you can kind of still see, you can still see through the vellum to the layers below it. So I really liked that. So yeah, I'm just going through it and I'm just picking out a bunch of pieces just to layer on that side and just, putting things where I like. I'm not using a lot of like the old like vintagey flower images, just more of the tickets and tags, and I loved that camera, and I think I'm going to use that butterfly. And so yeah, just kind of going back and forth, seeing what works where, and just trying to add some interest over there. I also stuck a label from the ephemera pack up there in the top right corner. And I'm now going to go through this sticker sheet, I believe. Oh, I wanted to pop up that camera, so I'm going to do that. And how I'm going to do this without having to move too much stuff is I'm just going to go ahead and tape the picture down over everything, and then I'll go back in with my dot adhesive and just fill in the things that aren't secured, or my ATG. and just secure the things that weren't secured by that tape. And then that way I didn't have to worry about kind of putting everything back together the way I had it, because I liked how it looked there. So, and then this tag was kind of sticking up a bit, and I thought that looked cool, so I just stuck a couple pop dots under there just to give it a little bit more dimension. And now I'm going to go to the sticker sheet, and I'm going to put that date sticker in the bottom left. And I'm just going to go through some of these word stickers and tuck them here and there, just again to add some interest and something to kind of read and add a little bit more to the story of the picture. And yeah, just trying to see what works on there. So I stuck that moment sticker up there, but then I found one that said life-changing moments, which I thought was even better. So I replaced it with that. And I believe now I am, yes, I decided it needed a little bit more texture because everything on it was very, you know, just paper die cuts. So what I did was grab my wood veneer box here, and I'm going to take a couple of these starbursts, and I'm going to place one in the middle of the butterfly and up at the top of the cluster and then to the right of the photo. And that just brings in, you know, a warmer embellishment. So, and then I'm going to try to fit a paper clip on this kind of empty area of this tag right here. And I don't know what my deal is, but I can never figure out how to put these paper clips on right. So I'm kind of fussing a bit, and I'm going to go with this heart one. I'm not, you know, I don't love the way it looks, but it adds enough right there to where I was happy with it. So that is where that paper clip is going to live. And I thought about finding a little piece of ephemera to maybe clip under it, but I thought I would just leave it. So then I decided to go through some flares, and I am going to put those glitz ones to the side, and then I'm going to take this, they're like tiny flares, and I believe they're from the print shop by Studio Calico, and I'm going to stick that by that starburst. And then I'm going to take these glitz, they're like big, I don't know what they're called. They're like big shiny rhinestone things. And I just covered up the whole of that tag with it. And now I'm going to pull out some enamel dots and arrange those. And what, honey? And I'm going to arrange, okay, come here. I'm going to arrange them as if they were splattered on there in kind of like a line instead of, I usually try to do like three in like a triangle or triangular shape. But in this case, I'm just going to take one of each size and lay them in kind of like little trails. And I like how that turned out. So I did two in like this kind of aqua color and then one in this like muted pink. So for my title, I'm using some mini markets, and those are in the mint and cream, and I'm going to spell out the with those. And then I'm going to take some Dear Lizzy chipboard thickers, and I am going to spell out peppers with those. So I decided to use some Tombow Mono Multi to just secure those down because they're not the stickiest stickers, as most of the chipboard ones aren't. But yeah, so I just decided to glue those down, and it just took a second. I just put really small dots on the back and then placed them back down. And I just threw an acrylic block over there just to hold them down because they were kind of sitting on that bent part of the vellum there, just so they adhered correctly. And now I'm looking for a slick writer, I believe, and I'm just going to end up using a black one. I thought about using that blue one, but then I just switched to black. And I'm going to put the date down there in the date ticket, and I'm going to do a bit of journaling. Who's that? That's Trina. I'm going to do a little bit of journaling up here on that label. Your picture's not up there, honey. I'll show you in a second. So then I thought I would use some of this October Afternoon. I forget what they're called, but they're mists, you know. And I have this one called Buttermilk. Hang on, honey. Yeah. And it's like an off-white color, but as you can see, it just disappears into the paper. And so then I decided to go in with my Heidi Swapp gold and do some splatters. And I just did them, you know, very randomly. So I was going to try to dry it, but it was going to take forever, so I ended up just blotting them off, the excess off. And that showed up quite a bit more, and I loved how it looked. And so I'm going to do a few close-ups now. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.